Things are getting weird in Hunter Biden world. With this story from Just the News, Rudy Giuliani files police report on purported Hunter Biden laptop alleging child endangerment. A few days ago, there were photos going viral. Many leftists were sharing them laughing. One joke I saw, because it's a photo of Hunter Biden, I believe, doing coke off of the butt of a female. Okay, yes. Now that we've gone there and we're no longer family friendly, let's just move on. Apparently, this was the photo, and leftists were saying this is the coolest thing the Democrats have ever done. However, many people then started saying the woman in question was underage. Now, I don't know if that's true. In fact, I have no evidence to suggest it is, other than the fact that the photos are being removed. But they're probably removed because it's a picture of a dude doing drugs on the butt of another person. So that's, I don't even know if it was Hunter Biden. Okay. I'm bringing it up just because it's a part of this ridiculous saga. But now we have something crazier. Apparently, there are some text messages where Hunter Biden says something to the effect of, according to these texts, something to the effect of, he was accused of walking around naked, smoking crack in front of an underage girl of some sort. We don't know the name of the individual or much details about the individual. That's why I say some sort. So this is, he says it something like, she says it didn't happen, but it sounds like he's talking to a therapist that someone's accusing him of doing these things. Maybe he does them. I don't know if that is exactly what Rudy Giuliani is referring to, but the laptop in question, the emails in question, have been submitted to law enforcement. Apparently, law enforcement is now confirming this, but it's going to the state DOJ in Delaware, and I believe the FBI, who have not confirmed anything. And the left has been desperate to do everything they can to lie and claim this is not real. We're going to read through this, and I'm going to make sure it's very family friendly, but Rudy Giuliani was asked, I mean, isn't this politicking? We're less than 2 weeks out from the actual election day. The election is occurring right now. And you're going to the cops saying Hunter Biden's, putting kids in danger. And he said the law in Delaware requires you to notify the police if you believe that there is a child in danger. In which case, it may be politically expedient for Rudy Giuliani, for sure. My question is, how long has Rudy Giuliani had this laptop? And why didn't he notify the police a long time ago? You see, if he's claiming he has to inform the police because of the law, shouldn't he have done so as soon as he became aware of this? But I guess I can't tell you when he became aware of this. I just think we're looking at dirty politics. Look, here's the challenge. If you were to ask me, is Rudy Giuliani and his friends and Ben and all that, are they releasing this in October to manipulate the election? Or I shouldn't say manipulate, but to influence voters? Yes. I firmly believe that's the case, especially if they've had this laptop for a long time. Does that change whether or not we should react to this? Does it change whether or not the information is true? No, we should react the same way we would no matter when they released it. They just happened to release it when it was politically expedient. And should this change who we consider voting for? Yes. Will it? Probably not. I mean, look, there's pro-Trump and anti-Trump. That's what we're dealing with right now. The problem with this Hunter Biden story and Joe Biden is that for the most part, nobody cares. Nobody likes Joe Biden. They're just voting against Trump. To be fair, though, there are probably a decent amount of people that can be swayed because they are voting for Joe Biden. Now, we have this story. We also have a few others. Check this out. The FBI and Justice Department concur with the Director of National Intelligence, Ratcliffe. The laptop is not a part of Russian disinformation. Now, what I love about this is what they're claiming. The FBI and DOJ have basically been like, the DNI said it's legit. It's not Russian disinfo. And we can extrapolate from there. Hunter Biden is crooked. He's kicking back sweet deals to his pops, half his salary, whatever. And pops is using his son as an intermediary to make money off of his office. What do we get from mainstream media? FBI says it has, quote, nothing to add to Ratcliffe's remarks about Hunter Biden. The Washington Post can't just say it. It's real. It is real. It is happening. Own it. But no, Joe Biden went into hiding. Can you believe that? He went into hiding until Thursday, the final debate. Wow. We also get a bunch of these really ridiculous attempts at from the leftist activists. Here's one from Popular Info. Steve Bannon's unhinged version of the Hunter Biden conspiracy reaches millions on YouTube. I want to go through this because I can debunk this like that. It is sophistry. It is a desperate attempt to say it's not real. It's not real. It's real. The FBI says it's real. They have the laptop. It is not Russian disinformation. The emails have been corroborated and confirmed by multiple sources. Try as you might, mainstream media, it is not going to work. Keep in mind, the Washington Post endorsed Joe Biden. And I think now USA Today did as well. These outlets they're helping the Democrats. They're telling us they're doing it. Rudy Giuliani files police report. Let's read this. I do want to mention something too, though. Apparently, my complaining has paid off, and it looks like the blacklist on my channels has actually been lifted in some regions. So I'm getting conflicting reports. Some people saying that my channels still won't appear on Google search, and some saying it will. I went and checked. I can actually see my channels on Google now, so that's good news. But there's still a lot of people who are reporting that my channel is not coming up, which means in certain regions, you can't share these videos. So, I'm sorry, you can't search for them. That's why you should share them if you want to support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Here's what they say. Let's talk about this weird child endangerment thing. Rudy Giuliani, one of President Trump's private attorneys, has reported to Delaware police concerns that materials on a laptop purportedly tied to Hunter Biden contained evidence of possible child endangerment. Giuliani, a former U.S. attorney and New York City mayor, confirmed Tuesday night he went Monday to a local police department in Wilmington to report his concerns of child endangerment. Wow. And sexual exploitation. Giuliani told Just the News that former New York Police Department Commissioner Bernard Kerik joined him when they delivered photographs and text messages to the Newcastle County Police Department. I told them other details about what appears to be inappropriate sexual relationship, he said in an interview. They told me it would be investigated. Law enforcement officials in Delaware told Just the News that Giuliani's concerns have been forwarded to the State Department of Justice. The spokesman for Newcastle County Police referred reporters to the State Justice Department. The spokesman for the state agency did not immediately return a call for email seeking comment. I'm going to stop you right there. And I'm going to say Just the News is NewsGuard certified. OK, NewsGuard says Just the News is credible with some exceptions. They don't disclose ownership. They gather information. They don't gather information responsibly. They don't handle the difference between opinion very well, but it is not publishing fake news. It does correct. It does not have deceptive headlines, and they reveal who's in charge. So all that matters, not false information. Just the News has said that local law enforcement, officials told them Giuliani's concerns were forwarded. That means Giuliani did go to the police with this information. That's all we know right now. Now, I wonder what the materials are. And I wonder if this story is just a gross exaggeration to really go after the Bidens. But I got to tell you, man, Joe Biden, come on. Come on, man. You know, to quote Joe Biden, we've seen the photos and videos of him groping children, sniffing them. It makes me wonder about his family and what was possibly on these laptops. I'm going to stress this again. Hunter Biden's laptop, according to Giuliani, he says he thinks it shows concerns. It gives him concerns about sexual exploitation. We've seen Joe Biden grabbing children. We've seen him groping women from behind and sniffing their hair. It's disgusting. He's had to apologize for this. And now we're hearing, I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm not going to pretend there's direct evidence of this. But in my personal opinion, I would lean towards believing it. Now, I really do want evidence. And I will tell you this. I am very skeptical because of the timing of this. You tell me what it was. Otherwise, I am disinclined to believe this. I think it is too close to the election to come out and make these accusations. But I got to be honest. That's my BS detector being like, come on, man, right now? That makes me doubt the veracity of any of these claims. But then I look at all the videos of Joe Biden, and there have been a lot of creepy questions about what Joe does. I mean, listen, Joe apologized for inappropriately touching women over and over again. Look, Trump has been accused as well, right? Joe Biden has been accused. And now we're hearing about this. I'm sorry, man. I wouldn't put it past their family. Let's read more. A senior federal law enforcement official told Just the News on Tuesday night the FBI is in possession of the laptop and that the Bureau concurs with the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe's assessment that the laptop is not part of a Russian intelligence operation, as some Democrats have alleged. That official declined to discuss the contents of the laptop. So now you have Just the News and Fox News confirming this. And of course, the Washington Post saying nothing to add because they couldn't say the words. The letter from the FBI basically said, you heard what Ratcliffe had to say. We have nothing to add to that. Ratcliffe said it wasn't Russian disinformation. The FBI did not deny it. They just said nothing to add to it, suggesting what he said is legitimate, at the very least. They go on to say, FBI is in possession. The official declined to discuss the contents of the laptop. Hunter Biden's attorney, George Mizires, did not immediately return a call seeking comment. The Biden presidential campaign communications director, Kate Bedingfield, did not immediately respond to an email seeking comment. Giuliani said the materials he gleaned from the controversial laptop, which a Delaware computer shop owner alleges was left with him by Hunter Biden, gave him concern for the welfare of a minor girl. Giuliani declined to identify the alleged minor victim who was in the photos. And he shouldn't. And this is what makes it a serious challenge. All I can tell you right now is law enforcement says they did receive his, his concerns and they forwarded them on and the evidence and all that stuff. Does that mean the photos are damning? It doesn't. Does it mean the emails are damning? It does not. Giuliani could just say it because they can't comment on it, nor can they name the minor, and no one's going to get into detail. That's why I'm like skeptical, don't want to believe this. But, man, it's Joe Biden. Quote, there were many texts which I gave to them that point out the family was concerned about the safety of a child, Giuliani said. I will tell you the evidence I gave them states it was reported to Joe Biden. What did he do about it? Giuliani dismissed suggestions that filing a police report as Trump's private attorney 2 weeks before Election Day should be deemed political. The conduct, quote, the conduct falls under the mandatory reporting requirements for child endangerment, Giuliani said. If I was the U.S. attorney or the mayor or Bernie was still the commissioner, it would have been a crime for us not to report what we had. Okay. Rudy, how long did you have that laptop? Have you had it for a year or for 6-7 months? When did you actually go and start looking at this stuff? I personally just don't believe he didn't know about this until just right now. But maybe Rudy didn't have it. I don't know. The shop owner apparently said the timeline is murky, but it's been reported. When he gave the information to the FBI, they didn't do anything. And then he had a copy that he gave to Rudy Giuliani. So I don't know when, who got what, but the FBI apparently had this for a long time. Now, I'm curious as to what's on this and why the FBI hasn't looked into it as well. Probably because the FBI is, I don't know. There are people in the FBI who lazy, incompetent, or pro-Democrat. The Delaware Child Abuse and Prevention Treatment Act mandates reporting by any person, agency, organization, or entity who knows or in good faith suspects child abuse or neglect. The police report is the latest drama to unfold from the week-old Biden laptop revelations, news about which influential social media sites choose to block from public view, including the New York Post. Facebook and Twitter did not disclose the details of the potential harm. That's why they censored it. Conservatives have pointed out that the FBI has possessed the computer materials for a year. Giuliani said the FBI's apparent inaction factored into his decision to report the matter to local police. The FBI has had this for a long time. No indication they did anything about this. So I went to the local police and said, what are you going to do about this? Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings was a protege of Beau Biden, who served as the state's attorney general from 2007 to 2015. She began her tenure as state prosecutor in 2011 and was named Delaware's top law enforcement officer in 2019. Yada, yada. I've known Jill, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we have independent confirmation from Fox News. Now, the first thing the left is going to say is the mainstream media doesn't support this and Fox News is lying. It's fake news. What's Just the News? Fox News and Just the News are certified as credible by NewsGuard. Now, they're not deemed to be, they don't differentiate between opinion, so they say, and NewsGuard itself is biased, but they say these are credible sources that do not publish false information. Then it is true, at least to the best of our understanding of these news outlets. And I'm not surprised that Washington Post, for instance, won't dig into this. They endorsed Biden. Don't be surprised when all the papers come out and endorse Biden. I want to show you this, though. I love the desperate attempts from the leftists to debunk when they can't. Steve Bannon's unhinged version of the Hunter Biden conspiracy reaches millions on YouTube. Popular Info is a very prominent activist who writes these things that just gives the confirmation bias to the left so they can say, aha, that proves it, but it's sophistry. It's not a real argument. It's not logical. It is manipulation. You see, I'll do a segment like this, okay? And I'll say, yes, this happened. Yes, the police are aware of this. I don't trust it. Here's why I don't trust it. That's the best thing I can say. It may be true, but the timing is suspect. But there's no reason to believe it's false. The emails from Hunter Biden appear to be confirmed by multiple sources. The FBI and the DOJ say it's not Russian disinfo. But this is the warm blanket the left needs to just feel like Joe Biden's not crooked and his family is not corrupt. Because these people want to manipulate those into gaining power. Listen, let's tell you this. Donald Trump's got a lot of problems, but Donald Trump has been in office for just under 4 years. So if I had to make a choice between two people who are accused of being crooked and corrupt, I'm going to take the guy who's been in for a tenth of the time as the guy who's in for 47 years and is now rich off of public office. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of people running for office and getting rich. And on the surface, Donald Trump was a billionaire who ran for office and then lost money. It's kind of the inverse. Trump's got a lot of accusations. I don't like many of them. And I've openly criticized the president for trying to bring, using his own golf resorts and stuff for government function. Because even if it's a discount, it's still benefiting his businesses. It is filling empty slots, right? Having a vacant business is a loss. Breaking even for you and giving a discount to them is still you breaking even. I can criticize that all day. So I think we need to be rational and reasonable about what's going on between these two candidates. Joe Biden is corrupt. He's been accused of being corrupt for years, and it's only now they're rushing to his defense. Well, here's what the activists are spreading around. YouTube, Google's video subsidiary, is providing massive distribution to a 22-minute video packed with disinformation about Joe Biden and his son. The video, which appeared on Sky News Australia, features Steve Bannon, a Trump advisor, who was charged with fraud, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes here. The segment has been viewed 2.9 million times on YouTube in 2 days and is being heavily promoted by YouTube's algorithm. At the same time, YouTube is running ads from the Trump campaign at the top of its homepage. Aw, poor baby. Welcome to politics. Videos can be shared and politicians can buy advertisements. Bannon's interview concerns a series of articles published by the New York Post that allegedly disclose emails and other materials from Hunter Biden's laptop. Full stop. That's confirmed now. It's been confirmed by the New York Post, Fox News, and Just the News. And the FBI confirmed the existence of the laptop and said it wasn't Russian disinfo. So drop the allegedly. He goes on to say, Rudy Giuliani, Trump's lawyer, says he obtained the hard drive from a computer repair shop. The repair shop owner claims Hunter Biden dropped off the laptop and never retrieved it. Both Sky News and Australia are owned by Murdoch. Sure. According to the New York Times, the key article about the laptop was written mostly by a staff reporter who refused to put his name on it. That reporter, Bruce Golding, did not allow his byline to be used because he had concerned over the article's credibility. I'm going to stop right there. This is very, very clever manipulation. Why would Bruce Golding write an article, but then claim it wasn't credible when he is the one who wrote it? Did you ever be like, I personally witnessed a man running down the street with a baseball bat chasing after a gopher, but I don't trust my own credibility, so I'm not going to tell anybody I'm the one who saw it. That makes literally no sense. None whatsoever. It is manipulative. Perhaps Bruce Golding was asked to verify a name or a store and said, I don't want a byline on this paper. And then they conflate it to be, it was written mostly by a staff reporter. We don't want his name on it. Could it be he didn't want his name on it because of the political ramifications? Why would he doubt his own credibility? That's just one argument for me so far. Let's go on. He says, Bannon's first lie is the smoking gun. Why is it? He mentions, Joe Biden was trying to help his son. That's the accusation. A Ukrainian executive apparently said, "Thank you for inviting me to DC to meet with your father." Why is it a smoking gun? The Sky News host Sherry Markson said that top prosecutor in Ukraine, Viktor Shokin, was investigating Burisma. Joe Biden, according to Markson, threatened to withhold $1 billion in aid for Ukraine. Markson asked Bannon, does this lead to the suggestion that Biden may have corruptly used American foreign policy as leverage to enrich his family? I don't think there's any doubt of that, Bannon replies. And then the article says, except this is a lie. Burisma was not under active investigation by Shokin when Biden called for his ouster in 2015. And did you catch it? Did you catch the manipulation? You've got to watch for this stuff in the mainstream media. They do this all the time. Here's the trick. Burisma was not under active investigation by Shokin. That's the manipulative, assumptive language, and that's how they do it. Burisma was under investigation, period. The investigation had gone inactive. Why? We don't know, but there was an investigation. Now, it could be that evidence stalled, or it could be that Mykola Zlochevsky of Burisma fled the country. So the investigation was inactive. However, this is the founder of Burisma, and Viktor Shokin signed a sworn affidavit that he was going to investigate. Apparently, let's read more. Shokin was corrupt, and his removal was advocated by the international community. Biden, pushing for Shokin's ouster, subjected Burisma to more scrutiny, not less. Full stop. Lie. Not true. First of all, why are we acting at the behest of the international community to get a prosecutor fired in Ukraine? Sure, I guess we wanted to clean up corruption because we want Ukraine to join NATO and things like that. So there's reasons, but I don't like the idea of the U.S. doing things like this, bribing countries. More importantly, he says, Biden pushing for Shokin's ouster subjected Burisma to more scrutiny. The prosecutor that came in, thanks to Joe Biden, cleared Zlochevsky of all wrongdoing. So that's wrong. That's not true. In the end, Biden's actions got Burisma off the hook. And it wasn't until 2018 that Zlochevsky actually started facing more scrutiny. Hunter Biden bailed ship, jumped off the board of directors around the same time all of this was coming to light. Biden says he never met with Pozharskyi and that no record of a meeting appears on his official calendar. That's not true. Biden's campaign responded saying they have no record of a meeting taking place, but it's possible he did meet him unofficially at some point. This is what they do. They lie to manipulate. He says, Bannon second lie, Joe Biden's business in China. This is my favorite one. Joe Biden's business in China. He says there is no email that establishes that Joe Biden is in business with a Chinese energy company. The emails have not all been released, dude. So calm your, hold back your blade. You cannot just come out and say, there's no emails. You don't know that. Bannon and Giuliani said they're going to be releasing them in the next couple of days. We're 13 days out. By day 10, they said they're going to publish the hard evidence of Joe Biden being corrupt. I don't know why they're waiting so long, but sure, I guess. This is the desperate attempt they have. And then he goes on to complain about YouTube. YouTube algorithm is serving up the misinformation and they're profiting off this. Aw, too bad. They have nothing. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, look, I think there's probably a lot of Democrats who won't believe it and don't care. And they want this warm blanket. That's what this is. Just tell me the comfortable lie, the comforting lie. I don't want to believe that Joe Biden is crooked. The establishment's been crooked forever. Who like it's Simpsons made jokes about this in the 90s. Kang and Kodos, the aliens come to Earth and threaten to kill all of Congress or something like that. And Marge and Homer are like, you couldn't, get all of them. And then the aliens are like, watch us. And they laugh. And I was little. I didn't understand that. My parents explained to me, nobody likes them. Nobody likes Congress. Everybody can't stand these people. They're crooked. They're corrupt. They're millionaires. They get into public office and they get paid $174,000 a year. And then when they leave, they're millionaires. Like Joe Biden's family. Joe Biden's not the richest person in the world, but he is the top 1%. I think his net worth is his income last year was like 9 million or something. Why? How did this man become so wealthy? Off of public office. He's a career politician, 47 years in office, and now he's a millionaire. Ain't that something? Donald Trump was a billionaire before coming in office, and he's losing money. And maybe Trump is corrupt as they come. Sure. But I'll tell you what. I'll take the guy who just got in, who gave us a great economy. I'm better off than I was 4 years ago. That's for sure. And you are probably too. I'll take that over crooked Joe Biden any day. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.